Holy kinky Vikings, we're alive. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, roller coasters, amusement parks from all over the world. Thanks so much for joining us. If you are listening to this after it is live, just to let you know that we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the Chain Dogs podcast YouTube channel. Haven't said that for a while. How are you all doing, everyone? You good?
I'm good.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been
I'm Mike, okay, Mikhail.
yeah. Just resting off Mike.
Yeah, I'm just wiping the dust off it because I ain't used it for like fucking a month.
Yeah.
We're
But
back.
We're good. We're back. It's been about a month.
We're back.
Because you did one without me, so which thank you for. That
That's
sounded
my
like I was being
problem.
moody then, but no, I'm thankful that you did.
You did one without me. God.
You did one without me.
How dare you carry it on? You know.
Stop leaving me out of things.
Where's my invite? Hey, you were here in chat quite
I tried
literally.
to, I tried to drag you onto the episode, so
Mate, I was so ill. I was yeah, it was not good. But yeah, let's have a look at the chat. We have Kira, we have Gemma, we have Joe, we have that ginger one, not Carl. We have Karen, we have Neil, we have RCT Limits, Iona, we have Andrew, we have Chris, we have we've got Mikey, we have Matt. There we go. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
the pressure's on for a good episode. We've made Kira stop
Yeah,
watching
I know.
Eurovision for it.
I do feel.
I'm just glad that we do this on Wednesday so that I could watch Eurovision yesterday and tomorrow.
How's it going? I've not even watched it this year.
Well, it's the semi-final, so no UK stuff until the grand final anyway. So
But I heard everyone was saying that the songs were like really good.
yeah, some really good ones.
There's some bangers. I was watching. on
And
TikTok,
it
so.
seems to be the year of solo artists because every single one that has gone out has been a group or duo so far.
Oh, well, there you go.
Spoilers.
There we are.
Vision. Yeah,
Vision cast. There we go.
there you go.
So
Shout
yeah,
out to Marcus on his
yes.
day.
Oh, yeah.
On his B-day.
Happy birthday.
On his bum wash.
Congratulations on
his-
your bidet.
on
Well
his
done.
B-day.
Hit bidet.
Hey, B-days are underrated. They're amazing.
Yeah, they are. To be fair. I agree.
I'm drinking a lot, guys. So I've just scrammed down a Greg's steak bake at molten lava
I
temperature.
mean, Emma's already proven that you can
As a-
eat on the podcast. No, it's never been a rule.
As is tradition on this podcast.
Right. So yeah, I had
All right.
burnt my tongue several times.
So let's talk about Valhalla because it's been over everyone's feed.
Do we
Yeah,
have
let's get the most boring stuff out of the way first.
Mate,
Yeah.
I
Mikhail,
just because you're so far away from it.
Well,
no need to be salty. It's fine.
yeah, I don't want
We'll ride it one day.
Valhalla anymore.
So
I knew that was going to get you guys going.
So, right, Emma, you rode it and it was shit, right? You rode it again since and it's better. You and Sean. have both written-
100%. Like I said, I wanted to eat my words, and I do because it is now phenomenal.
Right.
That's
Cool.
it.
yeah, so I did it on Sunday. No, Saturday. Sorry, no, I did it on Sunday,
Sunday.
and it was So I went on it, and obviously I'm just expecting it not to be good. So that's but I went on it, and I don't want to. I mean, if you've done Valhalla, the big standout thing for me is that it had all my favorite things in it is pretty much still there. And then they've added the effects, just some of the effects just work better, and the general ride system just seems better. But I don't I moaned about people when it first opened, saying, "Stop telling us how wet you get." But I feel like you get wetter. Like it's
20%
insane.
The noises
if
coming out of you and Joe. I was sat behind Sean and Joe. They were on the front row. The noise coming out of them too is like, ah, ah, ah.
Because
Every
it just
time,
comes over you, like it hits you in the face and then comes over your lap. It's just insane. It's so mad.
I
I mean, it's living up to the Kinky Vikings meme, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Gets you
Okay,
wet.
good. I did a front row ride on Sunday afternoon, and if I had a small child, I would not put them on the front row because the water at the bottom of the last drop, because it like bounces off the wall. I thought that like some form of structure had fell into me It hit me that hard. Like,
Wow.
It's so strong. It would knock out a small child easy. It hurt. Like it just boom right into the
Good
side
slap.
of it. Like, all in my ear. Like I thought I was going deaf. And like he gets bashed on by a Viking as well. That's a nice bit. That's like straight in the face. That's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
Kinky
It
Vikings.
was weird.
Right, I don't know how to feel about this ride anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
If you're on the
don't.
front row, the second of the bottom of the first drop, there's like a Viking there, and then the way the water hits, like as you get to the bottom, it like bounces off this Viking and then just in your face. It's like a little surprise.
A little bit of splashback
Nice
from
little
the way out.
Nice little facial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical Blackpool, isn't it? Really.
There's the
Yeah.
Kinky
So you get, like,
Vikings. There we go.
I mean,
A nice salty.
And-
Holy Kinky Vikings is the start of the
Holy kinky
porno.
Vikings.
That's the name of the porno. Even.
Maybe it's title of your sex tape.
I do get what people are saying about the ice room, like how it is hot ice basically.
It is hot.
But
It
was
looks
it
a lot
cold?
better in there than it did. It actually
looks-
snows in there now,
Yeah.
rather than again on the spaffing subject.
Mm.
It did. Like, it won't all be about this, by the way, but it's a good way to describe it. When something does,
But a good percentage of it will be.
like it just kind of, it didn't snow. It just kind of was like at the side of
just
you, whereas
off-
now the
yeah.
whole room like snows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
I won't
spaffed
say it
too many
again.
times during
I
the
won't
day,
say
and
it
now
again.
it's run out.
I also kind of liked the covered up section, what they've covered up, what used to be obviously the turntable. that
Yeah,
went
it's so much
backwards.
better now.
But it actually is. It's pretty. Yeah, it's just good. It builds up the tension a bit, especially on that bit. The problem is with that bit was, and quite a lot of it is, as I was saying to you before the show, like I can't hear what they're saying. Like there is like a narration throughout the ride, and just couldn't hear it because of how loud the ride system is as a part
Yeah,
of
you
it.
do tend to lose the story by the
Yeah.
end of the first drop. It kind of drops out a little bit. Like you can't
Yeah.
really hear. There's so much going on with the noise of effects and stuff that you can't hear it all really after.
No,
But it doesn't take away from the ride. Like,
no, it doesn't.
it's
It doesn't
great.
take
And the
it away.
hammers,
Yeah.
the hammers or the logs,
Yes.
they worked. 'Cause how excited
God.
did we get?
Oh
'Cause
mate,
rode
I
it
just
on
went
Saturday.
logs.
Now,
rode it on
you can
Saturday
say
with
that in
Gemma.
two different ways.
And
Yeah.
I rode it on
You want a
Saturday with
water
Gemma
ride.
and they didn't work. They
Yeah.
didn't work. But then when I rode it on Sunday with Sean, as they started to move, we were all just like, fucking logs!
Yeah, I
And
was
then
like, I was like,
we all turned to look at it and it just went like
Yeah.
straight out. It was like,
because it was like I saw him go and I was like really happy, but then I was like, how wet am I going to get from this? Actually,
A
should I be
lot.
celebrating? I was
Probably.
like, no.
tidal wave.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And like the
but-
spinning like spikes over your head, like
Yeah.
they were back on. Everything
only
worked.
thing-
Like my ride on Saturday, I got the ring of fire and like the water.
See,
the
we
fire
didn't get that
in the
bit.
water.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get that on Sunday, but I didn't get the logs on Saturday. So it was like,
Yeah.
but the trough was on fire when I did it on the Saturday, and
So
like the
we-
arch of fire.
It's just a bit like Curse, isn't it? Really, because like that, you know, when that. I mean, the thing is, I guess
Well, the
they
effects.
should. Yeah, the effect. There's certain effects that weren't working, weren't syncing. So I'm
That'll always be
hoping-
the case on something like
it will always
that.
be the case. But
Kira had a
hopefully-
good analogy though. Kira
Mm.
was saying the sooner in the day you do it, you get the most effects because what seems to be happening is
The
they,
dial.
if something trips the system or they just switch it off so they can keep running the ride.
Some
just
water
carry on.
trips the system, maybe.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So because I rode it twice on Sunday, like an hour after each other, and on the second ride, some stuff wasn't working that was on the ride before. So I just assumed that they just bin it off so they could continue to run the ride.
It could just be as simple as like I know that was what was happening with Curse was like it was when they started getting people on the actual cars that the different weight distribution of each cars were like dragging it back and forwards, which just messed up with the syncing system. So it takes like a long time for the kind of just get that going, get that running. So it might not even be that they're switching it off. It might just be that specific boat you're in.
Yeah.
It's just not you're syncing up with the effects or
Yeah.
the sensors.
Talking to Curse though, I rode it 3 times today and absolutely everything worked on all 3 goes. I
It's
was
so
very
good in it
impressed.
now. It's
So impressed.
it's like the last time I did it was I think a week ago, and I was just like,
Absolutely everything.
Yeah, it was so. It's just gets better and better every time.
And
So-
we got to stay on and go through the magic curtain. It was great.
Oh, what? They let you get what? You exited off into the.
There was literally, we were the only people on the ride for like ages.
Yeah.
So we were like, can we go again? And she was like, yeah, we just went through the curtain. It was nice.
Nice. I'm gonna ask for that next time. That'll be
Yeah,
cool.
if there's no one in the queue.
Does the
it's good
curtain
going.
just like hit your face?
Yes.
Just
Well,
get
they've
drag
cut
maybe.
like a little archway out in the
Little
middle of it, but
archway.
if you sat on the ends, it
Yeah.
just-
So RCTZ, what you're saying is they spent loads of money to fix the effect, and the effects still don't work. Well, this is something
Yeah.
this is something I thought, but then like after talking to a lot of people and hearing like what Pleasure Beach have put out, a lot of money has just been spent on getting it to be more
Efficient.
reliable, as just not breaking down every like 20 minutes. I think
Yeah.
I'm guessing
It-
I think the second turntable was a big problem. So taking that out has made it run more efficiently.
It didn't go
and
down
just-
at all on Sunday.
No.
So, you know, it
So
ran all day.
I think everyone knew, like everyone who had a good knowledge of like Blackpool as a
Yeah.
pleasure beach knew like the rumors about it, the amount of money it costs just to run that thing per year. It was like over $1 million or something, because of the effects are so outdated, like the fire and stuff. And this, you can just tell, like, I'm sure I might be wrong here, but you know, even like that water cannon outside, that looks brand new. Like when I was looking at
Yeah,
like,
it
all the
does. You can
mechanics
see
of
like
that.
they've not quite covered it. You know, the
Yeah.
workings of it. They've not covered it up yet. Where
It's like a
so
brand
still-
new system. So it's like,
That's the only thing that was out
Yeah.
of time.
yeah, that's
your
still
boat
out
had gone
of time.
past before it kind of sprayed up, but that
But-
was the only thing that was wrong with the whole ride.
I think the problem I had was I think the problem is they called it reimagining, and I think that was the wrong word, because I
Yeah,
think people
no.
expected so
Fix
much
it.
more.
Just
But
Yeah,
to me, it's
updated
just
Would have been a better word. Like
it's just
trying to
been
it up.
updated a little bit, and I didn't want it to change too much, and I don't think
No.
it has changed enough. Like the one thing I was worried about hearing everyone going on about it was like they've just stripped everything out of it and just made it like hardly anything in there. So I'm happy with it.
I will
Yeah,
say one thing though. I got a press email today, and they're calling it the craziest, wettest roller coaster.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I
They're calling it
was
a
like,
roller
hold on.
coaster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
they're calling
job.
it a roller
Wow.
coaster.
Are they
Yeah.
trying
come
to? Are they trying to angle to get more to be the coaster capital of the UK or something? So they'll just
It's
Yeah.
come from like a PR
Frill
company, though,
capital
like
of
the
the UK,
emails, so they've
Sean.
obviously not
Yeah,
read it.
The
That's like
wettest
that.
capital of the UK.
it pretty much is.
There
right?
you go. That's your T-shirt. What the-
Kinky Vikings.
What was that, a drum?
I don't know. I think that's the end of the
Gong.
segment.
Oh,
Moving
then I
on.
was me.
That was
No, and it
Marcus,
sounded like, you know, you get them
That's
things
just
behind the
right on the
door, the
microphone.
little
Yeah,
spring.
Oh yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
Cool.
Oh.
So yeah, that's Valhalla. I'm
stop
happy.
talking about Valhalla.
Yeah, stop talking about Valhalla. And guess what, guys? I didn't go to the media event, so no one can go, "Oh, you sell out." Like I actually. So there we go. You will
There it
stop talking now. So
We're
yeah,
done.
pipeline coaster at
Yeah!
Orlando.
Let's
SeaWorld
go. I'm well
Orlando.
excited for this coaster.
Didn't
It
even
looks
realize it
insane.
was opening. Like I saw it was testing,
I
and then
didn't.
they had staff riding it, and then it's like, wait, what? It's open. What the
The
fuck?
ambassadors riding it. Midway Mayhem did a fantastic video. Well, there you go. That just the magic. And it just shows some of these, the way it moves like a
It looks
hyper,
so bouncy
right?
as well.
Yeah,
Bum, 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 bum,
But
bum.
the fact that you can just move around and you're so free and you stood up, you literally just you can throw your legs
Look
up.
at these
like,
lot's
on
feet in the
road.
air.
Yeah, it looks sick. It looks so much fun. Like, I'm so hyped to ride this next year. I really am. I can't wait.
CBT the ride. That's amazing.
Oh, it is.
Apparently, according to Midway Mayhem,
Mhm.
the gentlemen were okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were not. It wasn't painful. Wasn't uncomfortable. The only gripe he had was with the vest restraint because it hasn't worn in yet.
Yeah.
No, the beard's
So it was a bit tighter than it.
It
would be.
was. It was always the point. That was my understanding when they released that first concept, and it was just showed the seats bouncing. Loads of people just thought like it was like meant to just bounce along, but it's surely it goes with your legs, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
like
you can
brilliant.
move it. Yeah,
That's
the whole
why
point.
you're not going to hit your balls. Like it's not going to do that.
I don't think Shockwave
it's
could
not
get that
solid
trained in
like
the chat.
Shockwave. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that doesn't even bother me. You just got to learn how to adjust the
Just
seat.
replace Shockwave with a
yeah,
B&M stand-up. There you
yeah.
go.
Get rid of that Giovanola shite and get one of these.
I've got
My
Still
thing
have
is,
a
it just looks like it paces better than I was expecting.
does.
Like I was expecting the restraints to be what they are, but like it moves faster over the hills than I thought it would.
Especially
Like it's obviously not going to be like a top 20 or top 30 coaster or anything, but
it just looks like a lot of fun.
It looks a whole lot. It looks a whole lot just really good fun.
Yeah, it's something that park is going to really suit that park as well. It needs something like that because I just felt like that park was missing something when I went there. And it's just like a good kind of, it's just fun. I like, to be honest, I've only done one stand-up coaster, so I'm about to go do an East Coast America and do a few notoriously bad stand-ups, so I'll probably change my mind. But
it looks really nice as well in the park where it sits. It looks really good. The way they've situated it, it's cool. It's right by the entrance as well, so it's it's just gonna get like massive queues. Like first thing, it's gonna be a really good.
Someone's vibrating.
What's that?
That's Lola's phone, which is on the other side of the room. So
your face is just
it
like,
sounds
what
like
the hell is
someone
that?
reversing into your driveway.
It's
I thought
literally
you were
right
getting
next
your
to the
Amazon.
side of the room.
Reversing. Warning.
I thought you were getting your parcel then.
It's your curtains.
I was like, the curtains are here.
Another curtain cred.
Yeah.
No, but Pipeline looks incredible, and I think that I want to go back. And I didn't particularly enjoy the park, but I want to go back and ride that. That's an experience you can't get anywhere else. Build them and people turn up from. Simple as that. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting back over there and checking it out for sure. I'm not rushing over there, but next time I'm in Florida, I'll definitely go in.
Yeah, it's not going to be something I run out there. Just
Get
for
Z
that.
plus
It's
one.
not like
Wait for the. You might be better off waiting for the RMC of Mindblower as well.
No, I'm waiting for Epic. That's what I'm waiting.
Waiting for Epic. You're waiting for Epic. Yeah.
There's loads of more places I want to go to America before I go back. I've been to Orlando like twice now. I can definitely wait until 2025. Is it 2025 Epic?
Yeah,
isn't it?
My second
2025.
home.
2025. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So next
Which
up we
that
have.
Epic Universe episode is coming.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
At some point.
It's going to be a big
Let's
episode.
go.
It's going to be like literally just about it. Like, it's
It's gonna have to be to cover everything it's included.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to just be that. So Mandrill Mayhem is opening 15th of May, and they have announced that it is going to be virtual queuing. So obviously,
like Rise of the Resistance.
well, like any Disney thing, basically. Yeah.
Tron!
Any Disney stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a couple of friends who are going down to the opening day purely just to see the chaos that ensues in the entire area. And I'm not even gonna lie, Loki, I kind of wish I could as well. just to see how much of a shit show that ends up being, because
James is going, so
keep us updated. Keep us updated.
Looking into it, virtual queue system, it's not going to be boarding groups. It's basically get on the app and try and get a slot. Try and join the queue.
It's going to be chaos. There's going to be so many mums
apparently,
in that
how many times are you allowed to do it, James?
So, according to the FAQ, once per person per day.
Jesus.
Is how many times you can join that virtual queue. However, the virtual queue, you can have up to 6 people per account queuing at one time.
Yeah.
So surely, if I'm going as a group of 3, I can go on it 3 times, because that's 3 times all virtual queue on different accounts.
It's going to be perfect.
You just get everyone in the group to make a booking.
Yeah, it's really, really stupid. Also, main question: where will the QR code be? Apparently, you can just go on the app and it will be there. You don't actually have to find the QR code to join the virtual queue.
Well, it'd be like
Just join
Enzo,
it
where
from
you
the
try
app.
and go on the app to book it, but then it doesn't. And then you've got to march to the other end of the park. To
Probably.
Yes, I remember Aaron's video he did. It was like he went to the entrance, there was the QR code. He went to the shop, it's like, I don't know where it is. And he went to the other shop, like, oh, it'll be on the app in 20 minutes' time. It's like, what the fuck? Like, oh, no.
I've
I've
tried to do Enzo 3 times. I've tried to do it when I've been stood at the entrance. So scan the QR code. And on 3 separate occasions, it's just been like, nah. And I refuse to walk all the way to the other end of the park to book
It's
it.
a long
so
way.
I've just not done it.
I don't think you've
And
tried
there's a
hard
hill.
enough.
There's a hill. I'm not doing it.
The hell. I'm multiple
But yeah,
food
so
outlets.
I'd be glad
virtual
to paying the
queue.
50.
I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying not. It's a low capacity ride, which is in a park
Stupid
of low
decision,
capacity
wasn't it?
rides, which is
Chessington,
very
though.
stupid decision. They should have just made it a full circuit coaster and had 2 trains,
Yeah.
like Legoland did with their mini wing.
Yeah.
Well, they should have had
But-
that. Really.
But yeah, so they're trying to alleviate a stupidly like 5-hour long queue on opening day.
Which it's still going to... The app's
But
just going to crash
it's-
and everyone's going to moan.
It's not gonna go very well, I don't think. I look forward to the chaos that happens. Once I ride it, I will be leaving the park and going to Thorpe. So
As you should, sir.
Really though, should you? I don't know.
But yeah, with how it currently is, I get that they want people in a virtual queue. They can spread out so the area is not crowded. But with the operations in the rest of the park at the moment as well, with like Vampire being 1 train and everything else,
Is it on 1 train at the minute?
Yeah.
it has been since start of season. Yeah,
Jesus. But yeah, so just a bit more information.
and yeah,
it
no,
will,
no
book
option of joining a queue.
No, it will open up.
John makes a good point, though. Sorry to put in, but
Mm.
if you ain't got a smartphone, like some of the older generation, you might want to ride it. If you ain't got a smartphone, you ain't going on it, are you? So
Well, everyone's saying it's going to be they're going down to watch chaos ensue in the area. I would go to guest. If you want to see chaos, go to guest services because there'll be parents turning up,
Yeah.
going, you've just announced that you're opening this ride and we didn't know we have to book this. And the thing is, so the boarding passes are out at 9:45 a.m. They'll go like that, like especially opening day, they'll go so quickly. But there'll be certain parts of the day where they'll release more. So like Guardians at Epcot and stuff, similar and saying, well, I think
comparing Chessington to
But-
well,
But
no, it's
the
a
way-
boarding car. What do
But
you want
the
about?
way Epcot do it,
Mate.
you enter a lottery and then you get given one potentially. This is first come first serve.
But
This is school trip.
Epcot say that. Do you know that they actually do that? Like, it is just a lottery. It's like trying to get Glastonbury tickets. The concept of everyone being on the same server at the same time just is actually just a lottery because it's whoever just connects.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? And it drops out and drops in. So it's going to be the same sort of thing.
At the end of the day, it's a B&M shuttle coaster, and if you want people to ride it, let them stand in a fucking queue line. Simple as that.
Would you start?
Apparently-
I wouldn't stand 6 hours
Yeah.
in a 6-hour queue to ride that.
Mate, I'm not going down for it, full stop. But
Apparently,
see,
Vampire was.
This
on
is
2
where
trains.
this is why I disagree with a lot of people in terms of like when I got boarding card for Rise and did the
I'm
same
gonna
for
pickle.
Guardians.
I
It
queued
was
for
so
Rise.
easy, man. It was so easy. You got basically walked straight on the ride. Like I just didn't see the issue. Like
Yeah,
the only
no,
issue I see, which I agree with, is people wanting to get Night Rise and Tron and not being able to because
That's
everyone wants to
bad.
get Night. That is
Yeah.
bad, but it's the easiest way of doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's the easiest way of
The
not
easiest
having.
way is just having
like-
a queue line. Like,
Well, no,
we have done
Hagrid's,
for
mate. When a
years.
Hagrid's was open, I remember like it was an 8-hour queue. Like
I get that with
an
Hagrid,
8-hour
but
queue.
I
come
don't
on,
see
man.
that happening at Chessington World of Adventures. I'm sorry. It just
What with an
doesn't have-
840 per hour, potentially 840
You aren't going to get. You're not going to get
people
a
per hour.
10-hour, 24-hour bloody queue line. at
Well,
Chessington
it's not
World of
open that
Adventures.
long, is it?
Exactly. So what time? What time are they releasing these second boarding group things then? Like the more tickets, because then you're only going to have like an hour to queue. The ride's going to be shut, but probably 8 o'clock at night at the latest if it's going to be this chaotic. It's pointless.
Dunno.
So
I'm
many
not just
fucking queue
watching it
lines.
just be dead.
Yeah.
Just be funny.
Just open the queue line, put a fast track one in like you've done for every other attraction for the last fucking 20 odd years. It works. People turn up, they ride a coaster. If they get on, they get on. If they don't, they don't. Simple as that. Stop complicating shit. Just open a queue line.
It was just like, but the thing is, I remember just hearing about all the stuff about the boarding passes and stuff, and me and Joe did like Guardians like multiple times in a day because it was just so easy to get. Do you know what I mean?
It works. It works on that, but like I just don't see. I don't see the attraction of this ride. I can't see it being as big as they think it's going to be for whatever reason. I really don't.
I think the first few days it will be just because of enthusiasts. Like it will be busy, and they're doing a lot of marketing promotion. And it's Jumanji. Like it doesn't matter like how good the ride looks to an enthusiast. Like it's the world of Jumanji. It's like one of the biggest film franchises. Like it's going to attract a lot of people.
Is the fake rock going to be there?
Hope so.
I hope so.
I hope
Gardaland.
I want to see him.
Yeah. But
I
I think if it was just like if it wasn't an IP or anything like that, I'd agree with you. I would agree with you. But it's a huge IP, and they've done a lot of marketing for it. So I think it is going to be well busy. But
it's going to be the biggest letdown in history.
It's not going to be for the target market, mate. It's not. Like you watch people's faces on Accelerator and Drayton Manor, they're not all having a rubbish time, are they?
No.
Let's be honest. So anyway,
I just don't see point personally. I get it. It's good to try and modernize and think of new ways of doing things, but not for this attraction. For Horizon, maybe for Project Horizon, because that's going to be probably one of the biggest things to hit Alton Towers. All the hype and everything and the size of the building, that's going to be different.
Yeah.
Not for this. This is like putting this on Luna at Liseberg. Like it's just not. It's not a thing.
I don't see that comparison just because it's Jumanji. Like it's Jumanji.
Yeah, but
it's not the same.
Comparison makes no sense.
It's not. It's just not.
Sorry, I was just reading.
Dwayne the Pebble Johnson.
That's so funny.
It's not a comparison. It's just I don't think they're going to have a shock because once the enthusiast has been through, people are going to start complaining they can't get in a queue line.
But I think that's like. But we don't know how long it's going to go on for. So
hopefully one day,
for like a day or maybe a week.
2 hours,
maybe. But there we go. That is Mandrill Mayhem.
Speaking of towers and staying on the topic of just Merlin parks in general, can we talk about like a couple of the things from Nemesis?
Sure.
The like phalanx communication.
I was like joking. I'll welcome back.
That has been.
I was going to say, where did she get
I just thought it was interesting.
The amount of emails going out is quite cool.
I like what they're doing.
There's constant communication with it. They're ahead of the game at the moment with having teasers out.
They're releasing just enough to keep the enthusiasts at bay.
Keep everyone engaged.
Otherwise, enthusiasts get their drones out and their
they'll get bored.
No more drones,
and they get told off. Whereas if they just tease enough to keep everyone happy, I suppose it stop. Well, it doesn't stop them because they're still going to do it. But it just gives that people aren't going to be as like nosy at shit. Do you know what I mean? And like spoiling shit for people. They're spoiling it themselves, but in little ways. If that makes sense. Not giving loads away, but enough that everyone's like, ooh.
It's like what I said last podcast. Like, let the parks do all of the the hyping up because no one does it better than Towers when they're doing their own hyping for shit. I mean, the track itself turning up was just a brilliant move, and what they did with it, and then the email that went out, and then the one that followed it was brilliant. So it's like. Yeah,
I love that. I love the build up. They've included Subterra and they've in the storyline, and they're keeping everyone like, it's coming. Like, obviously, like GP wouldn't know, but in terms of enthusiasts, like, everyone's getting hyped about Subterra now, even though we know what it is. But it's cool that they've like intertwined that into the story.
That's kind of what I find intriguing as well, because like obviously, we as enthusiasts lap this stuff up, especially when it comes directly from the parks, and like we really get excited when they communicate, when they use communication through social media to us directly. I would love to know how much of just like non-enthusiasts in the general public, how much attention they're paying to things like this that hint at, you know, past attractions coming back and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
in terms of Nemesis,
how much attention do
stuff,
non-enthusiasts pay to this stuff?
Put it this way, I was at Towers today, and the track is on the Galactica car park, and the Phalanx truck's still there and everything. And on our way out, there was 2 women stood next to us, and one of them was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And then they were all like, "Oh, I don't know." And then the other one went, "Oh, it must be for a new ride." And then I felt like turning around and going, "Are you stupid? Do you not watch the videos?" But they had no idea what it was. It was just parked on the car park, and they didn't have a fucking clue what it was.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, in terms of general
interesting.
public.
I think it suits Towers that some people do think it's new, because then it's creating hype in itself, isn't it, really?
Well, because it's a completely different colour as well. They're probably like, oh, they're not going to twig, you know, that...
Yeah.
You know, they'll just assume it's a new ride.
They'll get in the queue line and they'll be like, "I'm sure I've been stood here before." Why is that track black?
But yeah, the truck's still there because I had a nerdy photo with the Phalanx truck this morning.
Hey,
I was looking at the track, and I went on the observation deck as well today. That's cool. Like, there's a cool video.
Did you get a badge?
No, there was no staff there. Like,
apparently they've been hiding Phalanx pop badges in the viewing platform.
James, why you tell me, man?
I only found out earlier.
For God's sake! Well, I'll go back there. But no, it's cool. The observation deck's cool. Like, there's a TV screen up there, like, talking about the area and like all this like cool stuff. Control. And you get a nice view of the monorail from up there. That's nice.
Shout out to Steve Foster.
What does it say then? Like, is there like screens and stuff on it?
There's just a TV screen up there, and intermittently, like, a siren goes off, and then the screen comes on, and it just says about like strange activity in the area, and the Phalanx are sorting it out, and you know, doesn't necessarily say anything about like the ride. It's more story based, just talking about the Phalanx.
No, I know what the video. I know what the video is. I just wanted to know if it's there. What?
Yeah. That was like, because I thought I saw some, I don't know, posters or like mural kind of things on the construction walls as well. Because there's been
they're really shit photos that stuck to the wall.
Stop slagging my photos off them.
Oh wait, were they photos? I thought they was graffitied on.
Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was.
I didn't see that. There wasn't any that I saw today.
So that's just following the whole storyline of the emails, how there's like a whistleblower sort of thing.
It's a spy.
Like, it's like developing the story.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it. I'm really excited to see where else it goes. But I think the viewing platform is just to stop people from walking backwards and forwards, like when they opened Oblivion, when they were building Oblivion, had that guy walking around. Like, move, don't touch. Like number 22 to 43.
It's quite a big expense just to do that, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Makes you
massive.
Wonder.
Yeah.
There was just one staff member. Just a staff member stood at the bottom of the ramp. He wasn't dressed up or anything. Who just shouted very loud at us to stay to the right. No, to the left. Stay to the left. I was like, okay.
If you're gonna do that, you need to be dressed up as Phalanx.
Well, he wasn't. He just had towels.
He's just some guy.
That just makes me look moody. Like,
it's like the staff member outside Subterra wasn't dressed up or anything. Then again, like I said, there was about 10 people in the park.
It was just what made me laugh was how everyone thought like you actually couldn't take photos, and then it was just Phalanx people being way too into the role, and everyone believing it. But you would just think that if someone's shouting at you not to take photos, you're like, okay, well, I can't. It's kind of like
there's going to be some moody staff members when Subterra opens. I can't wait for it.
And we went on Galactica as well just to have a look at like the track that's been fitted. Like, that looks good. Like, where the new track's in. And they were working underneath, like, you know, when it goes underneath the bridge into the loop, they were working on there today.
Oh, wow, cool.
There was lots of sparks and smoke coming from
the whole flat spin track's there, isn't it, on trucks? Like, that's it. So I wonder if they're going to put that bit in next and then have that little pathway open at the top so you can actually walk up to where that iconic shot is.
Yeah, there's about 8 trucks worth of track in the car park.
Really?
Yeah. There's like eight trailers with it on, and then there's just the front like cabin to the Phalanx bit one, just side of the front. It's all behind, obviously, it's behind railings and stuff. But yeah, about 8 pieces of track.
That's mad. Didn't know there was that much there. That's crazy. That's cool though. Yeah. I can't wait. Like more. Keep going, Towers. Keep going.
They're doing a phenomenal job. Like even my kids, like Finley, he just goes through TikTok and he'll run downstairs and go like, "Oh my god, have you seen this?" And it was like the video with the track on the trucks and stuff. So he was like, "Wow!" And then he'd seen that they had an observation deck. So when we were going today, he was like, "Oh, we've got to go up the observation deck." You know what I mean? So he was well into it as well with the story.
That's really cool.
I think that's the big thing about, like, I think what people don't think about sometimes is like when we were growing up and seeing all this like marketing from Towers, like that's what gets you to become like a lifelong fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's, you know,
if I was an enthusiast now growing up, like starting my journey, man, the world is a crazy place.
It just I like how it just feels like old school Alton Towers marketing.
People, you know I mean? my Hulk would be like people's Velocicoaster. Like that was what it would be like. People in like 10, 12 years time would finally go out to America and ride it. Like that's that's so cool to think about, actually.
Yeah. What is Kira saying now?
Fountain
Pisser from Pleasure Beach going to join the Phalanxo, being Mardy with guest can be his job description.
And then hashtag Nemesis.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's great. I wonder if we're going to get a new story for Subterra though, because obviously the same pre-show has been playing on a loop in the pre-show area. So I wonder if we're going to get a new story. I hope so.
I feel like I saw a thing saying that they had tested a different video.
Ooh.
So the original testing was the original one, but I feel like there's something being said that there was a different one playing. Also, it looks like the way that they sent out the email saying that they've discovered a new egg.
Mm-hmm. Egg.
While trying to keep Nemesis dormant. It feels like they are gonna. The kind of main premises is gonna be there. I'm trying.
You've killed it.
But there'll be slight differences to it.
I'm listening, James. If only because I have no idea what that reference is. But...
Oh no! Why was that so funny?
It's a reference to Clarkson's farm.
Yeah, Clarkson's farm.
I didn't even know the reference. I just
he pulls out an egg from his chicken coop and he goes, "An egg!" It's fucking brilliant. Egg!
That's the way he did it, and everyone just carried on like it was normal.
Yeah. You're talking about that. Did you see Digital Dan's re-edit he did of the track delivery where it's like Clarkson in the van? Just like. That was like the funniest thing ever.
I love that shit. It's great.
It's great. Anyway, that's that. We've got so much more to cover, so let's carry on.
I'm hot now. That was funny.
Indiana Beach All-American Triple Loop. Take it away, McCall, because I don't know much about this.
Oh yeah. Okay. To be fair, like I a lot of what's going on behind like just the situation with this new to Indiana Beach roller coaster is really just much of speculation more than anything else. But basically, All American Triple Loop, which is a horrific name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's weird, wasn't it?
You can imagine the advert. All American Triple Loop, yeah. Fucking
mate, it sounds like the name of a cheeseburger. It sounds like the name of a
the All-American Triple.
It sounds like the name of a triple cheeseburger at a diner. That's what it sounds like.
It really does.
But anyway, they have started putting on socials that they've gotten trains from Mindbender, which was recently announced to be closed permanently at how's it called? Galaxyland at West Edmonton Mall. Yes. Those trains have turned up at Indiana Beach for their for their new Schwarzkopf triple looping coaster, which used to be Magnum Force. For anyone who don't know, used to be Magnum Force at Flamingo Land, and it was most recently Chimera at La Feria in Mexico.
I couldn't think of its name. Chimera, yeah.
So yeah, they've gotten the Mindbender trains, and then also these trains showed up, and
what is it doing?
Zoom.
What is that?
Right click and open a new
Emma
tab.
zoomed in. Fucking hell!
I'll get it up. Hold on.
Oh, it's a photo, guys, but you can't fucking see it. Just
just a thumbnail. Yeah, these trains. So the ones that showed up from Mindbender hadn't been painted this way, and like they were just how they were from Mindbender or wherever they came from. These ones allegedly are not the Mindbender trains. These ones have been built in-house.
Yeah,
at the park.
That's interesting.
It's what I've been hearing. So
Mate,
for anyone
I think it was like on stilts. I just the way they were running. I was like, whoa, how far off the track?
No, the track is the fence. Like that's what it is.
Yeah. The track is the ground. Okay, so I don't know all of the intricate details of the situation of the tragic incident that happened on Chimera, but those trains had been they'd either been modified in some way or just the park hadn't been maintaining them like at all, which led to excessive wear and tear and the trains basically not being serviceable despite still being in operation, which unfortunately led up to that incident. So there's been a lot of worry basically around what kind of trains what kind of work Indiana Beach is going to be doing to whatever trains they receive, because the trains that were on Mindbender had also had a tragic accident a long time ago.
They were like front car and on back car as well, weren't they? So the front was on the back and the front. You had the zero cars front, and then you had the carriage.
Yeah. And that was a way to basically mitigate against, like they weren't originally like that. Yeah, it was a way to mitigate against what happened not happening again. Basically. Yeah. So yeah, there's just been a lot of questioning and just wondering what Indiana Beach's plan was going to be to basically make these trains safe to run again.
Yeah, well, and like they're building some in-house, then they're obviously going through them, aren't they?
Yeah, and I mean, nothing's been confirmed in terms of what they've done, but there's a video on their Facebook page now of them putting these trains onto the track. So, me personally, in terms of I already have this credit because I rode Magnum Force, but in terms of me ever getting on this in the future, I don't feel 100% about it. Right. I would probably have to, have some extended conversations with people, people who know people and stuff about the work that they've done for me to feel fully okay with riding it personally. There are a lot of there are a few people I've spoken to who are like, I'll ride it once for the credit and then maybe never ride it again. Some people straight up don't want to ride it. So
interesting.
And I just bring that up just because it's probably a situation. Not that many non-enthusiasts are gonna really know the ins and outs of the backstory of Mindbender, the backstory of Chimera, etc., etc.
It's just a new ride, isn't it, for Indiana Beach to a lot of people? Yeah.
But at the same time, it is something that they're gonna have to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
in terms of people's perception of it.
Yeah, 100%.
They must have known that risk when they purchased it, though. You know, when that happened, they must have known. Like, they must have had a plan before they even thought about it. Like, what we're going to do.
They're not just going to purchase it and just not do a lot with it. You know, given its history, you'd think that they've gone like they've been scrupulous with their, you know, idea of what they're going to do, given its history. They're not just going to
wing it.
Well, I do get it from like an enthusiast point of view. You do look at its history and you're a bit like, like, why have you even bothered with it?
Yeah.
Cheap, innit? Probably.
But
and the thing is, like, it's kind of you kind of have to like see the sort of coincidence as well. I kind of feel like their plan, obviously I can't confirm this, but like I kind of feel like their plan will have been to rebuild if these trains in fact are rebuilt by themselves, like in-house. I kind of feel like that would have been their plan to do, because that's not something you can do in a week. Like,
no.
You know,
the coaster's been up ages,
redesign a whole train.
So
it's been up. It's been up for a
point.
few years now. Like, it's been up for a while.
Yeah.
So I feel like their plan will have been to redesign and rebuild these trains wherever they got the blueprints from them. I don't know, but their plan will have been to redesign and rebuild these trains, and then they just happen. Gene Staples just happened to see that Mindbender's trains have been up for grabs and be like, yeah, I'll have that.
It literally could have just been a coincidence like that. Like,
it's just a happy quick, because how out of the blue was Mindbender's closing?
Yeah,
like
right.
It's just happened suddenly.
Yeah. I wonder if that purchase happened, and then they were like they pitched the idea of buying the trains from them, and then they were like, okay, we'll have them. Right, we'll just close the ride, get something different in there. Like, could have been one of them things that just happened. But the fact that it's not open yet, and it's been, like you say, it's been there a while now, 2 years or something. I think John made
two or 3 years.
Yeah, John said he was there in June 2022.
Yeah. So they're
in
taking the
their
time, and they've obviously got a plan, and they're following it pretty, strategically by the sounds of it. And I hope to see it testing soon. I want to see what it's like going around the track.
Indiana Beach has always been somewhere that I've really wanted to go.
Yeah,
it just looks like such a quirky place. I was so fucking jealous that Carl went last year and he didn't appreciate it.
What's that?
I think he spent his most of the time just sweating.
Superstition Mountain, yeah.
I was gonna say he was probably just devoid of water in his body enough for him to even notice where he was.
He ain't got a clue what's going on, bless him. Like, he just turns
Yeah, I want to go there to ride Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain.
Yeah, that looks so fucking good.
For everything I've heard about that, well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't see hardly any of it from outside because a lot of it's indoors. And like, for everything that everyone says about it, it just seems like the world's biggest meme. Like, it just seems like.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
If What the Fuck was a coaster, it would be Lost Coaster.
Barry Island are building a new coaster, right? And it's like a little mine train thing, and they've bought like a big old ghost train, and they're essentially turning it into a coaster. But it looks like the same as like a coaster, the same kind of like theming wise, and it intrigues. Obviously, it's not the same, but that's what it reminds me of, this new coaster.
Superstition Mountain at home, sort of thing.
Yeah. We've got Superstition Mountain in the freezer. Go.
Roll them out in
Superstition Mountain off Sheen.
So, shall we talk about Batman Gotham City Escape?
Oh, yes, we shall. That's
Batman.
People have been riding and pobbing, and it's looking
bad
better.
pobbing.
Yeah, bad pov.
What the forward one? I didn't think it was that bad.
It's terrible.
It's so shaky.
It's like
the rider cam one that you sent to us, Sean.
Yeah,
the rider cam one. The guy on the right hand side looks like he's melting through that whole ride. Like looks like his bones have just dissolved into his seat.
It probably is the better one to watch, is the rider cam, because it really shows you like the forces it's like putting on everyone. That was the one that made me go, oh my god, like this looks like pretty.
Some of the transitions look awesome. They really do.
I'd rather have something laggy,
but
I'd rather have this than just like a super hyper smoothed out. Like
not smooth.
Overly hyper smooth.
Let's talk about the coaster, right?
So launch into Top Hat.
This trim surprises me.
No, wait. Before we talk about the trim,
Yeah.
can we talk about how punchy that first launch is?
Mate,
great.
You can't. I don't think you can tell. Like you can tell more on that rider cam how punchy it is because they're like they go straight back in there.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell it that much there, but like
it's giving me like Anubis vibes. The first launch, like a really short launch, but like really fucking powerful.
Yeah, it's 100%. Because like comparing it even to like Tutatis, like that's a rolling launch, and that kind of like
pause.
Yeah, like that is just. See, I was so dead against this trim. I remember us talking about
the views that you're gonna get though.
But now I see it like now when it's actually like pretty much a hold. It's not a trim; it's a hold basically.
It's like the hang time if you're at the front, like the way you're going to be hanging out your seat at the front.
Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous.
It's so mad. Like,
it's just like
just.
It's like a dive coaster.
Yeah. I'm into it.
It does more. And that airtime hill after that as well, left, right. That's some weird ass shape.
That is very weird shaping.
What is that? Like, it's just weird.
It looks like Velocicoaster dive loop shaping.
It looks like
that's what it reminds me of. It looks like it almost does half of a wave and then rolls into the dive.
It looks so
like
weird.
There's a moment of sideways airtime, I feel like.
To show you how fast this goes, it's just insane.
So
and the thing is, with that stall is so long as well.
Yeah,
but it's over so quickly on the POV, so it shows you like actually like how fast that's going.
It's moving quick, but when you watch it off ride, it kind of just stays there. For
it looks like
3 seconds or something. But
but it's
and then the swing break
breaks though.
It confused the hell out of me when I saw it because I forgot it had a swing break.
Do you think it was going to do it?
So I was like, "What the fuck's happened here?"
It's like some mad Immelman all of a sudden.
But I've got it's
get the rider cam on.
I'm going to be completely honest with the trim. I can do without it.
I like it. It's just quirky, man. Like I like it. It's just I wasn't expecting it.
It'd be interesting to see how it rides. Like,
it'll be interesting to see how it rides. Yes. Yeah,
right. So the on-ride audio that trim's gonna be part of that experience, isn't it? There's gonna be something in the music that breaks.
No, the on-ride audio. If it's not just the old school.
How's this playing? Is this alright? Is this playing okay?
Yeah.
The guy on the left looks like Aguero.
So like that launch, look,
could be Aguero.
It could be, and then it's John Wardley there on the right.
John Wardley,
he's like melting into his chair. Just keep watching him. He just gets like,
yeah, he's
and then
they literally stop.
Send me over. Just send me over. I was talking to some people about this earlier this morning. I was talking to some friends about this earlier this morning. Holding brakes and trims or whatever are good coming off of a lift. That's why they work on B&M dives. That's why they work on, on the Gerstlauer and Infinities in like its iterations of them. On a top hat, you're just ruining the drop. Like you're just limiting the drop.
To me, it depends what's going on in, like we're saying, the onboard audio. Because if they, I know, just an example, like the Joker or something is just like holding
laughing.
You know what I mean? Like holding you there. That might work.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like if they have plans to integrate it thematically and story wise into the experience, then I can appreciate that. But still, a couple like the airtime hill and the dive loop look great off the back of the top hat, but the S hill after the dive loop, the wave turn after the corkscrew, they still just look like the train could hit those faster, and the airtime could be stronger. The forces could be stronger off it. If there was no trim, it would hit those elements like 2 or 3 miles an hour quicker.
Sorry, projection. Just from my like professional point of view, the quality isn't fine. It looks like literally like a £30 action cam. The quality is bad.
Went to
Park Warner did repost that video, and their version of it looked better.
Yeah,
like it looks.
I need to look at that one then. But the one I've just been watching before this.
Yeah, that one that was posted by what's the guy's name?
I think he must be a media person.
At Dramario on Twitter, I think it was, who posted that first one. Park Warner posted that same POV, but just clearer looking.
Maybe it's just the quality that it's.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Like I appreciate that with a smaller train, when it hits that trim, like it does like hold it there, like properly hold it there enough for onboard audio to add something thematically to it.
Yeah.
Whereas on something like Pantheon, the train's too long for the trim to hold it there, so it kind of just slows it down. Like it doesn't really. I don't know. You could probably speak to more to that, having ridden it, but just from my vantage point, dude, on Top Hats, the trains creep over the top anyway. There's already anticipation there, like there's already anticipation there without having to basically butcher any airtime off of the drop. Yeah. Like they could just let it go, in my opinion, and
I don't know,
hit the elements like at the speed that they're supposed to without being hindered by the speed that it comes off of the drop at.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I just thought it was just
trims don't look. Really. They're not an afterthought. It was designed to have them. Yeah. So having the train hit them elements at the speed it could do off of that, if it didn't have the trims, would be probably too much.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I think Matt just said there, like the trim on Titatis is like it's so slight, but it does create that hang time. But then on Abyssus, for example, it just annoyed the hell out of me because it just felt like you just.
I didn't even notice.
Oh, Abyssus was the worst one.
I didn't notice it.
Do you not notice it?
No.
No, I didn't. I didn't enjoy that at all because it felt like we was just getting going. Because it was like you go around that track
because it hit
ages.
after the crest. Yeah. That's why it didn't hit on the crest. You started moving and then it hit. It was like the one on 13.
Like yeah. But yeah,
that's
the worst trim in the world is Mako. And
I think it is. You know, I actually do think it. What I've experienced.
No, I don't agree.
That makes me cry. Like,
I don't agree.
What is?
I actually don't mind it because
really
when I've had it trim, it hits the trim and it lurches me forward. But then I've always still had like the trains that I've been on have always still had enough speed to give good airtime after it comes off the trim.
I just don't need it.
That's been my experience.
I just don't need to go like that in my seat. Like I just don't see the need for it.
It is that. It is literally that.
You can clip it.
I agree. I agree that it definitely could do without it, but I don't agree that it's the worst one that I've come across.
It's the worst one that I've come across, personally.
What's the worst trim you've come across?
What, me? Probably Abyssus is one. Really? Purely because of where it's placed. Not necessarily because of how strong it trims, but because of where it's placed.
Fair enough. I agree. I don't like it.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway.
Trims.
Best trim is Galactica's one that doesn't activate.
Trim aside. Now that it's worn in, now that it's got riders, now that it's got enough cycles on it, it's looking pretty fucking good in it.
Yeah. Considering when they teased us with them like off-ride clips, we were all like, "Is this at like 0.5 speed?" Because it looks boring as fuck.
You were
probably now they've actually like given us a proper.
Yeah.
Give us like a proper POV. It looks.
Why do we do this? Like, why do
Emma,
we do this?
Right? I think it's Emma. I think
no. It's not just Emma. Don't do that.
No.
Like, why do we do this? Whenever we see the first tests or like empty train POVs of rides, and everyone's like, it looks slow. It looks slow and this and that. And then it gets the ride tests as much as it needs to. It gets like first time riders, it gets employee riders, it gets pass holder riders, whatever. When it opens to the public, it's running exactly how we want it, and we're just like, what were we all worried for? We do it every single time.
Why do we do it?
Myself included. I do it as well.
We also complain about trims before riding it.
And speaking of a ride which I thought looked slow on the POV, Zambezi Zambezi?
Oh, Zambezi
Yeah.
Zinger.
That looks pretty slow on its POV.
A little bit, but again, like first time test happened like last week or whatever.
The first test they did happened the day after they got the trains on site.
Yeah.
They didn't even do a pull through. They just ran.
Zambezi Zinger.
Zambezi Zinger. At Worlds of Fun.
They got the trains the next day. They
just letting it. Just add context for people who might not be aware. This is a GCI. It's Titan track and wood. So Titan track is like It's like their version of an iBox track basically. Basically what they've done. I'm probably more likely to get on to what the fuck is it called? Efteling, George and Dragon, whatever.
Joris.
Joris, yeah, Joris and Drac. Because that's just had the same type of work done to it. But yeah, like this is it's a weird.
Appreciate that angle though.
Penis cam.
It looks like a bucket, doesn't it? Like,
Zambezi is happy to see you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It should be like the cheese coaster, but no, I won't say what the other train should be.
You know what? I was actually thinking when I watched this POV that we could do a podcast on this lift hill, and we are literally fucking doing it right now.
Yeah,
like, it was still not even there.
Yeah,
it is a very long lift hill.
It's a proper old school lift hill. This is, isn't it? Like I kind of like it though.
But quickly, back to my point about Emma before, when she gives Ride shit, they sort them out. So Emma, keep giving Ride shit because they always fix them. Valhalla Prime.
It's because I'm important. They listen to me.
Yeah.
She's the voice of the people.
I can't get over this penis on the screen. Like,
I know it's a bit.
It's very off-putting.
I mean, who? Oh, well, what's it meant to be?
So
exactly. Like, what is it?
This section.
What
where
is
it runs down the terrain just looks so fun.
Yeah, it looks very Wickerman-y, doesn't it? That bit. Yeah, that looks good.
So, like, for anybody who doesn't know, it uses the new Infinity Flyer trains from GCI, which are able to articulate these kind of, transitions, like, and tighter turns.
Have we seen what is because these aren't the trains? I've seen pictures of the trains.
What I don't understand what it's supposed to be.
So
is
this?
It's just a bumper so that if it were to carry on,
but you can have a bumper that doesn't look like
at that.
a cock. Oh, look at that video!
Subscribe.
There we go.
Right, let's watch this. Crazy Day at Thorpe Park.
Crazy.
Watch party. But yeah, that was Zambezi singing.
Could have at least played it for 30 seconds. Give me the penny, man.
I know.
I'll play it in the background.
I believe 13 has a similar bumper on the front, by the way. It's just hidden underneath.
Yeah, it does.
Ain't that big though.
No. Oh, come on now. That's not. It's not about the size.
If you were to mount the camera onto it.
It's about the motion on the track.
It's about the motion.
I'm gonna be looking at all nose cars on trains now and be like, does it look like a willy?
We've had a thing when we're watching No Limits PLVs when we're building rides, and you go down to the bumper, and we always call it penis cam, because it just looks exactly like that.
Oh, I agree with Carol on that.
That is what it's called.
Kieran may understand. This train is making me think of the Croatian Eurovision entry.
Why do they have a cocktail? What is it?
Oh. If you want the context, just go watch Croatia's Eurovision.
I'll go with my own
and you'll
vision.
Understand.
Your own vision. Is that your new fucking?
It can't be
your own vision.
I'm sorry. I'm lowering the tone of the podcast. Do ignore me.
Oh, it can't get any lower. Don't worry.
We have a pretty low bar.
Yeah, we've already had the drunk riders. It's only upwards from there.
Well, okay, yeah, I've just seen the Croatia Eurovision thing.
Oh, why the fuck is that lift like that though? It's just weird.
It's probably just positioning. They couldn't have an actual lift hill.
Do we want the reason, or are we just
space?
Yeah, assuming it's space, and they needed to start the ride in certain spots, so they couldn't have a lift hill.
It's tribute to the original Zambezi Zinger. Schwarzkopf.
Was it Schwarzkopf? A lot of Schwarzkopf. Schwarzkopf.
Oh, what the fuck's the name of the model?
What, Sean?
I don't know. You want about the ones that no, I can't think.
Hang on, let me.
I know what you mean. I think.
Yeah, you got like, I mean, there's loads of
Spiral
old,
lifts.
the spiral lifts. You got, I mean, even Camelot had one, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nightmare. You've got
Lightwater Valley used to have one called Viper.
Oh, yes, it did.
You've got one at Grona Lund.
That is for space.
On that word, find it. Yeah, James Larson and a few other people. Bryant Coaster 365. They very recently went over to the park in Colombia where what used to be the original Zambezi Singer now is. I can't remember the name and I can't remember the ride model, but it is that. And that coaster used to be at Worlds of Fun.
Yeah.
So it used to be called Zambezi Zinger.
Yeah. 1995 POV.
Yeah. So it's like a tribute. Yeah, it's like a tribute.
Yeah. They've recreated that spiral lift hill. And the way it turns back on itself and then does a turn around the lift hill and then drops again off of it.
That's really cool.
He's just told you it's called Montana Rossa.
Oh yeah,
he's in the chat. Explain
in that accent.
Montana Rossa.
I mean, it sounds so exotic if you say it the right accent. Sure,
Montana
Rossa.
Well, no, because if I try too hard, everyone takes the piss.
Do the accent.
Go on, Sean. Try hard, mate. Let's have a listen.
Go on, give us a little go.
I'm not.
Do it.
I'll refuse.
Do it.
I'll refuse.
On strike.
Do it.
Grow up, Sean.
You grow up.
Do as you're told.
What is this show?
It's just Emma telling me.
But yeah, that's the reason why. Yeah, Schwarzkopf, Jetstar, or Jumbo Jet, or something like that. Yeah,
this isn't the greatest coaster in the world. It's just a tribute.
I like it.
Anyway,
Kira said Sean pronouncing Efteling ride names should be a reoccurring segment.
I agree.
Me pronouncing anything is just that's how it goes.
JPEG was the best one. JPEG.
That keeps me up at night. Can we not?
One thing I noticed about Liseberg vlogs, just quickly, the amount of different pronunciations of Valkyria.
Yeah,
in within like a 10-second clip, it's said like 5 different ways on everyone's video.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's Valkyria, right? It's Valkyria. That's what it is.
I can't remember now. It's Valkyria.
I'll say Valkyria.
Said in a Salford accent.
Valkyria.
It's definitely Valkyria. And what annoyed me the most was that I knew what it was called, but everyone was calling it so many different things that I forgot what.
Valkyria? No, it didn't say
everyone's around us. Everyone's going Valkyria, Valkyrie, Valkyrie, and I'm like,
Valkyria.
I was like, I can't remember what.
Big ass B&M dive. That's what I'm going to call it from now on.
Oh yeah,
dive boy.
Just before we get onto our last subject, I want to give my opinion on Liseberg.
Oh god.
Oh yes, let's go.
Because
I was there to witness that.
I'm only going to say 2 things.
It's the moment's been and gone, Sean. You should have.
You had your chance.
We had a very in-depth conversation.
You weren't having
it.
It was very in-depth,
and you chose not to be here, so you're lost.
No, I just want to give
along, everyone.
I just want to give my opinion on Helix because that was a hot topic that week. It was like, and my opinion on Helix, for example, is
it's shit.
It's not shit. it's not even like top 20 material for me personally, but it's not the weird thing about it is it's definitely a nighttime coaster and it's just an experience, and that's what I kind of because I was like going through back and forth in my head. I was like, the actual layout is not even that for me. It wasn't like the best thing in the world, but it was the terrain. It's the terrain, like the close interactions with everything, and it's like just seeing the city at night. I've not experienced anything like that on a coaster before, and that it blew my mind. So it was a really weird. It's very like a weird coaster for me because I don't know where I would actually put it in like my rankings, for example. But I just remember like loving the hell out of it. And I think you guys mentioned it. It's just one of them things that if I had ridden that coaster back when it opened, it would be a top 5 coaster, 100%. But it's like you do so many of these newer coasters now that are kind of based on Helix in a way. Like Helix like led the way.
Yeah,
you know, it really pushed things forward. A lot of Intamin Blitz did as well, but like that was one of them coasters that really shone out, really. Yeah. But like it's just going back and doing it now, like it has got a bad rattle to it. It has got a lot of things. It feels like of its time. That's it really from a layout point of view. But just where its positioning is it was incredible, and it's just I'd happily go back to do that.
I love its place in the park, me. I think.
Yeah, it's. I can understand. But the thing is, I can understand people saying it's like in their top 10 or even top 5. I can see that because it's like, you know, I've got Taron at number 1 still, and most people will be like, "What? That's like, what the hell are you on about?" But for me,
mine. I've got Taron at 2. Helix just beat it, but I feel like going on Taron again. Taron might.
It's so cool.
Again. It's just gonna.
To me, though, because it was such a bucket list coaster, for people to be comparing it to the newer rides that are out, and for it to be beating some of them as well, it just speaks volumes to that coaster. It really does to me.
It is impressive. It's definitely an impressive coaster, and I can see, like, I could draw comparisons to Nemesis. Do you know what I mean? It's like on the face of it, it isn't the best coaster ever, and it shouldn't be as rated highly as I rate it in a way. But like just its positioning, where it is, the backstory to it, everything, like that's what makes it like. You know, you have a bit bigger opinion of it, but yeah, and then just Boulder is just the best, one of the best coasters, one of the best. It is the best Woody hands down. And I just really hope.
Boulder is number 3. So
I was not. I've done classes, like, bearing in mind I've done classes at Hyde Park. Like, there couldn't be more different. And it's almost like a shame that I did Colossus as my first Intamin prefab, because it's so different. It looks so different to the rest of the coasters out there. It's like so tame in comparison.
Does it feel different, Sean? Like in the way it rides, sort of thing?
Basically, Colossus suffers from being an Intamin prefab. If that was a GCI,
right,
because it's just too smooth for that type of like out and back. Like it's the great first drop, great turnaround, and then you hit a trim, and then it's basically just dead. And
fucking trims.
It's not. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's a good coaster. It's fun. But yeah, like compared to Boulder, where it's just like the most insane floaty ejector. Like I've not experienced like ejector that well float, because it's weird because it's floaty but eject. You know what I mean? Like
it's heat and then you just fly.
Ejects and then you stay.
But then you stay where you are.
You stand up. So, I put a clip in our chat after. I was like, "This is when we sat down." And you could see the guy in front of me, like how much further down he was than me when I was literally stood up behind him on the hill.
I have an update about all the Liseberg vlogs, by the way, where I mentioned what coaster was my 50th. I fucked up.
Oh yeah,
There was a fuck up. I forgot Legoland existed, so it had never been included in my coaster count. The updated 50th was actually Boulder.
This hat's for you, James.
I thought you were going to say it was like Dino Dupo.
No, it was the kid's spread. I was going to say, it was the kid's spread with the bucket.
It was close to being a kid's spread.
Jesus Christ.
Very close. Yeah. But no, it was Boulder. I
can't believe they had that kiddie cred that just had a bucket at the end, and it was like everyone was calling
it. We didn't get the bucket.
I didn't get it, but I saw people get it, and
I saw
almost like
it's almost
a kiddie's. But everyone was calling it like the bucket of cred shame sort of thing, because it was just like the only people that were getting it were like adults on this kiddie cred, and there's just a bucket poured on them at the end.
It's controlled by the op as well.
I think it is. Because
I'd have been the opposite. If I was the ride up, I would 100% be pouring that bucket on kids' heads, because that would be incredible.
How's your day been at work? It's all right.
Yeah,
55 today, I think.
Like just for them kids just to go hysterical, just as like,
yeah.
There you go. I'll give you something to cry about, you little shit.
Oh god. Genius move though. But yeah, that, I mean, I could talk about Liseberg for ages, but let's move on to Disneyland news. Disneyland is the first quick thing is that they're having these community coffee events where they are pitching that they're for their expansion plans.
Waiting for somebody to.
What?
You started saying community, but you cut yourself
You said
off.
cock.
And you said
No, I said coffee. I said
Sound
coffee.
like cock to me.
Oh.
You did say coffee, but
Mate, you've just got it on the brain. I'm sorry.
oh my god, get
We've had it
Sandy
all
back up.
tonight. I think I've got a problem. I think I've got a problem.
Yeah, you got a problem.
I'll go home and think about what I've done.
But yeah, this is about their expansion plans for the future. So they
it looks great.
gonna have a
Have you got the
Frozen
image?
land, a Tangled land, a Peter Pan land, Zootopia, Toy Story, and Tron potentially. I haven't got the image. But yeah, so that's their expansion plan.
But
Pretty
it's
cool.
lands. It's not
Yeah,
just
it's-
area. It's fucking lands. So it's like literally the whole length of the back of
Yeah,
the
it's
park.
like a big part.
It's
yeah.
huge. It's a big expansion. I hope they do it. That'd be really cool.
And then the other news from Disney is that what you wanted to talk about, Luke.
Yeah,
was
so
then-
the simplifying Genie Plus, so you're going to have more chances to do one-shot lightning lanes, and then also the individual lightning lanes. Sorry, they're also getting rid of park reservations, and the Disney dining package is coming back very soon as well. So for anyone going out to Florida soon, you need to check all these things because you could save some money as well with doing that. So I just wanted to bring that up. But park reservations going, yes, you can just turn up when you want. Go in. If Disney do it, does that mean Merlin are going to do it? I don't know. We'll see.
Fair, I'd do.
Hopefully.
Sick of it.
After introducing the whole, if you don't show up to your reservation, we can block your pass.
Yeah. That would
Yeah.
be nice if they just. It'd be nice if like that just sent a shockwave down.
Get
You
the
know,
fuck
the
out.
whole
So you could
theme
be
park.
on your way to the park. Your car breaks down. You don't show up for your reservation. They just block your pass anyway.
You have to miss a certain amount.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
time frame.
quite.
It's not
Yeah.
just a straight up one
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
but
No.
yeah,
I was half joking, but yeah, there'll probably be some leeway.
Yeah,
So-
well, it's cool. It's good news. It's good news. It means that Disney are listening to the fans as well, which is good. Which is obviously a Bob Iger thing. So hopefully continue and more expansions. You know, it is all about the parks and guest service and being there for the.
what are they
You feel good
simplifying about Genie? Because I mean,
So
I'm not alone in this. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Genie.
Yeah.
but-
I did
No,
do it,
I-
Genie Plus. How
but
to?
yeah, and
I
I
went-
think once you get Genie Plus, like once you use it, like I got to grips with it, and
Yeah.
I got on so much more at
Yeah.
at Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom for $15 than I could ever have dreamed of getting without it. And before I went the year before, I was like, you don't use it for every park, but just use
No.
it for like the busy low
Yeah,
capacity parks,
Hollywood
yeah,
Studios
like
and
Hollywood
places.
Studios and Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom, and that was it. That's all
Yeah.
I used it for.
Yeah.
And I got on so much stuff, like it was unbelievable.
So I believe they're doing a cheaper price bracket as well.
Yeah.
And the individual lightning lanes. So normally they run out of individual lightning lanes throughout the day. They're just not going to run out of them pretty much. So you're probably going to have some big lightning lane queues, but where they go into the stations anyway doesn't really make much difference. You'll probably save 30-40 minutes on average on a queue time anyway.
Yeah.
But I believe that's what they've announced so far is going to be a cheaper, more simpler way of doing it. When we get more information from that, I'll tell everyone next week, hopefully, when it comes out.
I mean, the only improvement I can see them making is just going back to the original way, which is like you get
and that's what a lot of
you
people
get-
have said. They're basically just going to call Fast Pass Genie Plus. Like that's
because
basically
it used to
what
be you
it
get
is.
3 free fast passes a day.
Yeah.
But and then once you've used them, you can then apply for more throughout the day. And then once you was into that thing, then it was basically like Genie Plus, where like they would just come up intermittently.
Yeah.
That was good for us when we went. But also it was just having to plan your day like 2 months in advance. Was it like 2? I think you had to book them like 2 months in advance before you even went. See, that meant you had to be like, I've got to go this day.
Sounds like a lot of effort to me.
Mate, it's insane. Like
Yeah,
the
it is.
Disney stuff.
It
Insane.
always does.
It is.
It's like it blows your brain. You're planning it and you're going, why is it this hard to plan a Disney
I
thing?
know,
It
you're going
should
on
be fun.
holiday. Why are you
I know, yeah.
stressing yourself out?
It's stressful.
It's cost you like $9,000 to get there, and then you bloody got to sit there and book everything.
I think that's why you do it though, because you are like, I've spent so much money.
Yeah,
and then, like,
and
then when you get there,
I'm all in
like,
now.
Yeah, you're like, I've spent like $8,000 in total on a holiday. I think we ended up spending about $7,000. I think
that's ridiculous.
Like, and it's mental,
insane.
And it's like that's why it's a trip of a lifetime for some people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, we spent so much money because of Halloween Horror Nights, like because that was like a much more expense, and we was like, we're not going to be doing this every year. But like, but the problem is you get into that trap. I think a lot of families do it, where you get into that trap where you've spent that much money, and then you're there and you're like, let's just pay this extra thing. We've spent this much money. There's no point holding back. And then before you know it, you're like, you know what I mean? Like
$400 in.
You're spending like so much. And it's tricky really. But
But I queued for Rise, and in the Rise queue, I bought a Genie Plus for me and Danielle, and we got straight away we got a lightning lane for Smuggler's Run, literally just as we were coming off Rise. So we went from Rise to Smuggler's Run without anything in between, and it's great for doing that. If you want to get the attractions in, you can't. Because the Rise queue was 3 hours. We were stood in that 3 hours. It was ridiculous.
I just couldn't be arsed.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I had to. I love that kind of shit though. Like, I love all the Disney parks, and I love.
Did you say Rise? Rise was 3 hour queue.
3 hour queue, yeah.
See, like that must just that, but that goes back to what I was saying. When I did Rise, it was a boarding pass, and I got there and I got a pass. And then I just walked straight on the ride. And
it was a stupid time to go, though. It was July,
it
3rd.
was. I mean,
it was a stupid time. When we go back, we're going June the 1st. Like, we're going in, literally, like, way before it. And we're only there for 2 weeks again, so we'll be coming back middle of June, so it'll be so much better. So, yeah. But it was a really stupid time to go. But I just wanted to get in the queue. It was like the first ride we did. We got there, and I've done a vlog on it if you guys want to watch it. But I literally got there and I just went straight to Rise of Resistance. I was like, this is why I'm in Florida, like for this ride. And it was just amazing. It was so good. It was well worth it, though. I would have got back in the queue, but it was so fucking hot. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I love the hot. I love it when it's hot.
It's nice, isn't it? Like, we went in the Universium.
Yes, Florida simulator
at Liseberg. It was like literally I just got off the plane in Florida. It was like in the rainforest. It was so good.
Yeah,
it was misty. It was like it was raining as well in the afternoon. I was like,
I just love being able to go out in t-shirt and shorts and all. Even when it's raining, you're like it's too hot to even wear. You just still wear it. That's all you need the whole time. Like it's
that was
like
one of the funniest things to me the first time I went to Florida. Just seeing it, like literally the first afternoon that we touched down, we got there. It was pissing down rain, thunderstorming, everything. There's people still outside just walking around in shorts and t-shirt. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? What the fuck's going on? No one had jackets on or anything. They were just walking around in shorts and t-shirts.
It's because it's refreshing from the
it fucking is refreshing. Ridiculous. It's literally like when we get a summer in the UK and it's really hot throughout the day and you get a thunderstorm and stand outside in the rain. That's like 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. in Florida.
Remember, it's like that last year when we had that like week of like 40-degree weather and then it rained. Literally, that my whole street, all the kids and all the adults were outside like,
it's raining. Get the ark.
Like it had never rained before.
Oh god, there's nothing worse than it being that hot in this country though when you're inside and you can't get cold.
Because the houses just aren't built for it at all.
You know.
I mean, like it's been humid this week and my upstairs is already unbearable. It's been like 17 degrees this week and my house is too hot.
I had a thought today, like when we was getting ready, and I was like, "It's still light. It's weird that we're doing it. Like it's still light."
Yeah,
obviously for you, Michael, it's the same. but like,
now.
but it brought me back to when we've done all them podcasts where I've been actually just melting with a fan to the side of me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't take this.
There's conversations before we go live. It's like if you hear a bit of a buzzing sound, there's a fan.
Yeah,
right
it's a fan.
Just out this corner. 27 fans all around.
Like in a music video. With like,
just now and again, your hair just like goes up like that and then goes back down again.
This is my windswept season. I'll have you know.
I don't have air conditioning. What are you on about?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I bought it during lockdown because I was like, I'm gonna be in my room for
Fair.
Like
I remember that heat wave in lockdown. That was
because it's like you're stuck indoors.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's
I'm
like,
not fucking suffering.
You've got no
through this, so I
social
bought
life.
it.
You're not allowed to speak to anyone, and you could die of the heat.
Hey, I was being
It's
paid
great.
and not
Don't
spending
go
money
outside
at the
because
same
they'll
time.
shout at you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was just like,
worth
yeah,
it.
I'm getting it.
It's worth it.
Did we cancel the show at one point because it was too hot? We were like,
I think we did. I feel like
Can't
we
be
did.
arsed.
Yeah.
Can't be arsed doing it today, guys. Like, okay,
It's too hot.
Too hot.
Storm.
Too
Too
hot. No writing stream today. Too hot.
I'm fairly certain we did that.
All right, everyone.
Love
That's
that.
about wraps the show up.
Oh, one more thing. Just one more thing.
One more thing.
From attraction source, we
Yeah.
got the like details about the color scheme for Exodus at Thorpe Park, didn't we?
Oh,
yes.
how have you forgotten
Forgot about that.
Jack.
Oh,
It's gold, loves his gold.
God.
Lord of Boss.
I really like the color scheme. I'm just very worried that it's gonna become like Icon and just look like a Weatherspoon's toilet.
It's just gonna they're gonna say it's
I'm
gold,
very
but
worried.
if it's not the right kind of gold, it's just gonna look like poo. It's not gonna.
I don't like the way the coasters look at Epic Universe with that yellow and gold. I hope it's not that.
Apparently, the RAL color code matches the golden supports of Corkscrew Outside Towers.
Ooh.
So apparently, it is that kind of type of gold.
So quite shiny.
I don't like
and,
it.
and
So
glossy.
Okay.
I think it's gonna look crap.
I think it depends on what the theme is going to be.
Is it Egyptian?
Well, yeah. So
Gold.
there was something in the I think just the documents that Attraction Source posted that I can never remember his fucking name on Twitter, but Matt he noticed like some sort of bird looking symbol,
like a
like
hieroglyphic.
something like that,
Like
yeah.
a bird symbol that looks like it could be
That
the
looks
ride
like it could
logo.
be representative of like a ride's logo or just like theming on the station or something. And then just every Egyptian theming joke you could possibly think of ensued online. So it's obviously going to be Yu-Gi-Oh themed.
Oh my god! Imagine Yu-Gi-Oh.
See, I thought
Would
it would
make
have been
sense.
cool. Like I thought it would
that's
have been
dead.
nice if they just kept with the Western theme and had that gold color. I
Yeah.
thought it'd look pretty cool.
Gold
Can't
And
be
it
corral.
would
Wild
be,
West.
it would be like a nod, wouldn't it, to like Old Town? You know.
Call it the
Yeah.
golden nugget.
That's why it's
But-
poo colours.
So there's a thing. Yeah, I don't think it looks the best. It's never going to look the best on concept gold. You can't. It's a
No.
hard color.
I
to-
just don't like
So
it.
is it gold and white like Stealth is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Well,
to.
Stealth isn't
Even
gold, Stealth is blue and
worse.
white.
It has to
They
blend
have
in
to.
with.
Oh,
It has to blend in with the grey white sky, doesn't it? So,
No.
Yes, it does. while Disney
It has to be
blends their
representative
buildings
of
to blue
England in
sky,
Subway.
UK blends it with white cloudy sky.
yeah.
Mhm.
Gold. Sorry.
Always
gold.
believe in your soul. Sorry.
If no one
What's
sings
quite
that
funny,
on
though-
fucking opening day, I swear to God.
What's quite funny, in the concept, it looks like they have coloured the entire track gold and then dropped a white overlay over the top.
Oh
of
yeah,
it,
you can see. it.
because
Yeah.
it kind of looks still
Yeah.
gold behind it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
drop looks mental. That's going to be the selling point for that, right? That drop and that wave turn into the like almost like a death roll.
That's going to be one of the
that's
best.
gonna
That's going to be one of the
cool.
best first drops in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
If
for
not the
sure.
best.
They're going to
It
call
gives
it
me, like-
Ramesses Revenge's Revenge.
Ramesses
The
Revenge.
drop.
If they call it
Drop gives me,
Ramesses
like,
Revenge,
Let
I'd be all up
Coaster.
for that. Yeah.
The drop
I'd-
gives me like very big Let Coaster vibes, like Let Coaster's first drops, like similar.
Yeah.
How it pulls you through it.
Yeah, it just gives me
Yeah.
like very tall Let Coaster, which
God,
is
I
good
miss
because
Let
I grey out
Coaster's
at the
drop.
bottom of Let Coaster's drop. So
Yeah.
That drop is violent, especially in the back row.
What-
So this is going to be this is
Gold dipper.
this is basically twice the size and twists like another 90 degrees more than Lex does. It's going to be that on steroids.
Well, at this point, it's going to be completed before they sort Colossus out, in it really. So look forward to
Tazika.
that.
Yes.
Tazika says no.
Tazika, I barely know her.
Who is she?
Anyway, I think we are done.
We should go.
Are we good? Let's go.
We should go.
Yeah,
We
this
should
is
go.
good time. We've actually done it. We've kept it to an hour and a half.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Yeah,
That's going to be the target every time.
Yeah.
At this point, we'd be talking again to the main topic, wouldn't we?
Right, let's go.
Wait. Read out Nikki's comment.
What does Exodus? Oh, hold on. What does Exodus mean in Christianity? This is a departure of a large number of people.
Oh,
It's
right,
the title
yeah.
of the second book of the Bible's Old Testament, in which the Israelites escape from Egypt. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean.
Ramesses' revenge.
Yeah, because that's the first thing I thought when they first come out with the name was, is it actually going to do? Surely it's not going to be based on like the Bible.
Yeah.
Of all places,
It's just really
big
strange.
Jesus in the middle.
Just a bit strange for them to go down that route.
That is
But you never know.
That
It's,
is not the kind of PR that Thorpe want thrust upon
We're all
them.
sad
I'll
now
say
because
that.
it's going to be Pooh Brown, so I don't really care what they do. Pooh coaster.
It's going to be a toilet brush, basically. So there we go.
Anyway,
let's just catch up in the comments. This has been one of my favourite shows in ages. Thanks, folks. Thank you, Kira.
Thank you.
Songs of praise to ride.
Songs of praise to ride.
They'll probably name it the Coronation Ride or something stupid.
Oh my god.
Coronation Coaster.
No, there we go. There we have it. Thanks everyone. We will be back next week. Has anyone got anything to plug? They want to like any vlogs out? Or...
I put a vlog out.
No.
I went to a really big fun fair and it was dead good. So do go watch it on Top Thrill Tourists if you don't already know, if that's where I'm from. If you don't know, why don't you know?
Yeah, why don't you? Go check it out.
That's a mint slogan. You should, that's good. No, good. Check out coastgen.com. We've got some real cool stuff on there.
Nice one. Cool. All right. Thanks everyone. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.